We're going to be joined by the only Wall Street analyst with the sell rating on Microsoft right now. John DiFucci is Senior Managing Director at Guggenheim Securities. And John, first of all, if you're the only one who has a sell rating, why is that?
I can't speak for everybody else, Becky, but we have a sell rating for some of the things that Steve was talking about. And one of the things, I'll just expand a little bit on one of the things he talked about, and that is Windows, the sort of cornerstone of Microsoft, or one of the cornerstones. Windows is driven by PC unit sales, about 70% of that business. Windows accounts for about 12% of revenue, but it's more than 20% of profit. And as PC unit sales tank, this may be the only thing that Satya Nadella has talked about and looks to be wrong on. He said that PCs have reemerged coming out of COVID as sort of the centerpiece of the digital world. I'm paraphrasing, but he sort of implied that you were going to see consistent growth in PCs, and that just doesn't look like it's going to be the case at all. So, when you look at valuation of Microsoft and you kind of look out into the future based on revenue too, because the macro backdrop is certainly affecting most of their businesses, but also profit. Those numbers that you look at, even though they're not really cheap, they're probably even higher multiples than people realize.
Hey, John, let me just ask you. I mean, Satya may have been wrong that the growth was going to be steady and there for forever, but could you be wrong that the decline of the PC and these things getting tossed aside, could that not be a long-term story either? I mean, maybe this was just a case where sales were pulled forward for a year or two.
Yeah, we're not saying that PC is dead and it's going away. It's certainly not. But you're right. It's probably pulled forward a year or two. And a year or two is what Satya recently said on TV is a time frame. Well, he actually said 2 years they see some challenges. And listen, he's been right on a lot of things. The PC showing that kind of consistent growth. He may be wrong on. He still may be proven right over the next couple of years. But he did say they're going to see challenges over the next 2 years, which is forever when you're talking about technology investing.
How do you think the company is feeling right now about ChatGPT, which we know they're kind of doubling and tripling down on their investment in that, and then the Activision takeover as well, the purchase of that company? If you have to fight this legally, is that something you think they still have a strong appetite for when you have to do more with less?
Well, ChatGPT and AI in general is a technology that the concept's not new, but we now have the infrastructure of the world, the IT infrastructure of the world, which enables that to happen. Talking about, much faster and cheaper compute, memory, storage, networking. Those things, those foundations allow you to do things with AI and machine learning. And you know what? If Microsoft this makes a ton of sense. I mean, this is a good company. I mean, this is a great company. It's not a good company. And they're looking to the future, and they should invest for the future. That this makes a lot of sense. It's not going to affect their financials anytime soon. And when you have that distance between that effect on the financials into the future, there's always risk. Other people who get involved. Will Microsoft be a leader here? So we look at that, and it's a positive thing. But it's not something that's in our model right now.